Welcome back, people, to the Load Up. On this channel, we talk about anything gaming related. As per usual, we have a spicy lineup. On this side, Alan, aka Apollo. And let's not forget Scott, aka Triggers. With me, Bioki II.
Hey.
Are you boys ready to talk about these topics today? We got a good topic.
Vámonos.
Let's go, man.
Alright, let's get it, guys.
That's what I get paid for.
We don't get paid. After finally waiting for so long, Sony has finally come out swinging with their brand new console, the PS5. We've seen the video. We've seen how it looks. And with this launch of this new console, they took a different approach. They actually released two different versions of it right off the gate.
Yeah.
Now, obviously the design is pretty controversial. Some people really like it. Some people really hate it. But another thing to note is that with the announcement of their two consoles, they also released the new Sony camera that was introduced. They also released tons of games, way more games than the Xbox did when they did their launch, as well as obviously they're very sleek and really nice looking controllers. So obviously they really came out swinging this time. During this event, Gran Turismo 7 was announced, the new Resident Evil game, the God of War. Tons and tons of things were released in this press.
Yeah,
it was a pretty long event too. It was like an all day thing. With the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job of building up the hype, I would say.
Yeah,
for sure. How do you guys feel about them? Revealing two consoles at one time.
That took me by surprise. I was not seeing it. I didn't see that coming at all.
I've never seen that. You always see the first flagship console.
Mm-hmm.
You never see two. And if you do see two, you would always see one like maybe
a
6-7 months, right?
A few months after.
Yeah. But I think in 2020, I guess they know the game now. Digital, digital console.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's the main difference between the digital one and the regular one. The regular one has your traditional CD discs to be able to play your video games as well as your DVDs, your Blu-rays, and things like that. Whereas the other one is is like it says in the name, is a digital one.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good move because right off the bat you're coming off with both options. Like it gives people something to choose in between, because obviously they were releasing their console, but now not only that, but now you have an option within the console right off the gate. And so I think it's really interesting to see what people are going to gravitate towards, because obviously people diehard gamers and enthusiasts will still want to collect like the actual games themselves, as well as their Blu-ray, DVD movies, and things like that. But at the same time, we talked about this before with Stadia and how things are going towards cloud-based gaming. And, on the other side, we have the digital one. So, that eliminates that need to be able to have those physical copies there for you. So
yeah, you're slowly seeing, even with this release, like them like slowly going into like eliminating CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hope they don't, but
I think they will. Eventually.
You're on the. You like having the physical copies, right?
Well, when you get a collector's edition, clearly you're gonna come with a physical copy. I've seen digital. Wait, have I seen? I guess maybe they can do digital.
Well, later on it will be like a digital. Yeah, it'll be. It's already included in there.
Yeah, but also like let's say the what is it? The whole business of like GameStop's whole business wise will be completely eradicated if they decide to remove physical discs. Yeah. There is no more trade-ins. That will not exist anymore. It's all digital. Yeah. Plus, when you're done with digital, you can't. It's just stored, right? In your library.
It's what's happened with music. Nobody buys CDs anymore.
That's true.
Vinyls came back a little bit, but in general, people don't really buy like physical copies. That also kind of reminds me of like the way that Blockbuster went as well. They were like, brick and mortar store. You come in, you trade in. Not trade in, but you come in and you rent physical copies of movies, bring them back in. Then obviously when Netflix, RIP Blockbuster. And obviously when Netflix came in, it really changed the whole dynamic of the game.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. Like you said, cloud-based gaming is definitely going to be the future, the way to go.
They're seeing that. They're like, let's do this now before it's too late.
Yeah.
Before somebody else comes through and does this.
having something to be more digital doesn't have anything really to do with cloud based. I mean, yes, like the what is it? You save storage. Physical storage, you save storage
for with having CD.
With having CD, I mean, you don't save storage. Cloud
100%. Yeah.
Cloud based will have again is all runs online. With this, even if it's a digital console, you're gonna still
need storage for it. It's like your phone.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to download the application, the game. You're gonna download it, but once you download it, you'll be ready to go. When it comes to Stadia or anything like that, it's all again, it's based on internet, right?
Yeah.
So when your internet's gone, cloud's gone.
Yeah.
When this system is there, when your internet's gone, you'll still be able to play.
But
so
hey,
you still have an advantage of it. But I could see if a console goes all digital, right, in the near future, they'll still have a one-up against cloud gaming.
Oh, okay.
And in the future, I mean, this is right now, so that's why they have to do this, where they give you a console that's just strictly digital, and it's it holds more RAM or whatever.
Xbox has done it too.
Yeah.
Xbox was the first one to do the digital game. The Xbox One S, digital is it's just there's no disc drive in it. Yeah. So.
Like a lot of people that's how they purchase their games. They just download it straight into their console.
Now, going back to the point that you just said, the Xbox One S, they did the digital one.
Yeah.
That model was inferior to the regular Xbox, right?
Not really.
Like those specs weren't as good.
No, it's a One S. The only thing is, it's all digital, and it was cheaper.
Yeah.
And it was cheaper. So I do think this console, you will have the PlayStation 5 with the disc, with the disc drive, and then you'll have the PlayStation 5 digital, right? Of course. But I do think prices will be different in between both of them because the digital will be cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw something. There was like a set. There was only like 400 something, I think, gigabytes or maybe something else. But Xbox gave you more options, I think.
Oh, really?
To expand, which is kind of weird. Like,
something you would think you're gonna need, yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna have a lot of games in the digital console, it's like you're gonna need a lot of.
500 is nothing compared.
You'll blow through that storage real quick.
You blow through that in one
I'm definitely paraphrasing. Like I don't know exactly what the specs were, but it's something along the lines where I saw that it just had one set, and then Xbox had like different options, kind of like how Apple gives you different options for their phones.
Gotcha.
They give you the 36, the 16, or whatever.
Okay.
So that's crazy. That's like the new
Benchmark?
What it is now. Yeah, it's like you're all right. Which one are you buying? Whichever one has the most storage.
Yeah.
And before it was like no, everything comes set in there. Like that's it.
Right. Like they offer only the 500 gigabyte hard drive.
All inclusive. How do you guys feel about the graphics? We like I mentioned, they announced a lot of games, way more games than Xbox did during their launch.
Gran Turismo look crazy.
I mean,
Gran Turismo look beautiful.
I mean, clearly you have to upgrade your monitor for something like that.
Yeah. I was watching on my iPhone. I was like, it still looks pretty fire, but it's not.
Can you imagine it playing it like like on the monitor? Like
it's gonna look crazy.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous, man. It's
gonna be Did you guys have any like game in particular that you guys saw that really gravitated towards?
There was a couple. I think I like the what was it called again? Sackboy. Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
Right, yeah.
I'm so glad they brought
kids.
that. Yeah, that game is so fun. Like Little Big Planet, you play with a group of friends. So fun. They also had Deathloop, which I thought was BioShock at first because it had a similar feel.
It looked like it, right?
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
At first,
the gameplay looked kind of like. I even told them, I was like, why does this look like BioShock?
Yeah. The way they had their masks and everything. Yeah. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of like similarities of like not similarities like not like within the game connections. I'm talking about like same companies maybe something like that. I just like the game in general. It looked fun.
Yeah,
it looked really good. I like the whole idea. The characters seemed cool. It was that was a cool looking game. I don't know what else.
Ratchet and Clank looked good.
Yeah, that looked cool.
Resident Evil looked good, but to be honest, I haven't played Resident Evil like lately, so I'm kind of lost on the story.
Resident Evil looks very confusing.
Yeah. I'd have to like go back and like either read what has happened in the last few Resident Evil games or something.
I mean, it starts getting like that when you get to the 8th.
Yeah, it's on this 8th installment.
Yeah,
man.
like that's like Fast and Furious. It gets kind of like cloudy. What's happening here?
It's just I mean, you're looking at like as like things are panning through the trailer. The reveal, and you're just like looking at you try to see what you can. You see little images of like the Umbrella Corp here. I got to see that a little bit, and at the end you see Chris. Chris does not look anything like Chris from from the ending of Resident Evil 7. He looks a lot older. But again, I'm not sure if it was just like maybe the angle that they were showing the trailer. I don't know what, or
maybe he is older.
I'm pretty sure he is. But at the same time, I'm like, wow, man, things have really changed. Because the storyline just looks crazy. But then again, I'm like, I have no idea.
The
what's going
storyline was kind of
man,
no idea what's going on.
I think they also talked about a God of War.
I didn't see that.
Did they? I didn't miss that. I didn't see the whole thing, so I don't really.
Don't quote me on that.
I missed a couple things.
But anyways, but with this reveal, with this reveal comes the $1 million question: who's gonna win the console wars? Xbox or PS5?
Well, for me, PS5 won because that's what I'm buying. That's what I think it's gonna do.
You think it's too soon to tell?
Way too soon to tell.
I think I mentioned this in one of the other videos before, but I was pretty in the middle.
Really?
Because I've had both systems in the past before, so I don't really have loyalty to one brand over the other. However, I am a huge Halo fan.
Wasn't any Halo,
but after seeing this reveal, this PS5, that design just looks so sleek.
That's what I'm saying.
The LED lighting,
it low-key looks like a router, but it still looks dope. It looks dope.
It looks like Alienware. It looks like an Alienware machine.
Yeah, that's also true.
The Xbox just looks, every time I look at it, like now that I'm thinking about it, it just looks a little too basic. Just a little too basic.
Yeah, they definitely. I feel like they took like the Tesla approach with the Cybertruck, where they just did like a bold.
Really, because I was gonna say the PS5 kind of gives like a Tesla look. If you think about the Model X,
I'm talking
and all
about
that.
the PS5. I'm not talking about the Xbox.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's just because it definitely doesn't look like a regular console anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, they definitely went for like a bold design. The white looks really good with the LED blue strips down. I think PS5 might have won my heart, to be honest.
I think
in the hardware department, yes.
Hardware.
In the hardware design.
Oh yeah. It has a really nice appeal, a curb appeal.
Yeah.
For sure.
But in the inside,
the Xbox
is still.
I mean, it's always been, right? I think it's always been.
Has it always been like that?
I feel like it has. I think so. I don't know. I've always heard people say stuff like that.
I mean, when the PS4 Pro came out, they always said that it was like upscaled 4K, so it wasn't like true 4K. When the Xbox One S was like true 4K, and the Xbox One X is also like 4K with like crazy hardware inside. So
yeah.
But I see what you're saying. How like you could always hear like Xbox would always have a little bit.
It's always had that edge, but it doesn't. It's always had that edge, but it still doesn't like. I don't think Xbox is has as much clout as PS5 does, or just PlayStation in general. Like more people bought. I feel like technically they did. More people bought PlayStation these last few years, I think, than the Xbox.
It can change in an instant though.
That's true.
That's not with you saying clout. I don't think that plays a factor when it comes to consoles, because what plays a factor are the reveals. These reveals play the factor, because when Xbox came out and told everyone that the new Xbox One, when it released, had to be hooked online for you to play and do whatever, people were outraged.
Yeah, they didn't want it.
That's the reason why everyone switched to the PlayStation.
Wow.
Because Xbox was on top. I mean, Xbox, everyone loved Xbox, right? But that was one of the biggest things why Xbox failed to capture all these people when this new generation of consoles came out.
Yeah.
That's what made everyone shift, but like, no. And PS4 took all of that under control. Like, they even said, we're not doing that. You can play without internet connection. You can do anything and more. Same as a console. This is a pure gaming thing. When Xbox also decided to take that entertainment system routing, where they would also focus on more entertainment, right? Have more like movies and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Rather than focusing on pure gaming.
Yeah, and PlayStation is more known, I think, for their games being very storytelling, like their campaigns.
I mean, if you go back to PS3, if you go back to the PS3 and the 360 when they first were announced together, you would be saying the complete opposite, because when PS3 came out, when they gave that price, everyone was no way.
Yeah.
No way I'm getting this PS3. Yeah, this is an outrage. Nothing. No way.
Yeah.
And you have what? You're not offering Wi-Fi or you know what I'm saying? It has to be Ethernet.
Yeah.
There's no way. So that's what I'm saying. It's what they control what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Hype is hype is everywhere, but they can't be stupid this time, which is also why it makes things very interesting, because they can't F up.
Yeah.
So
they currently have more hype though. at the moment.
Yeah, I don't
PlayStation.
think. Yeah,
at this very moment,
I definitely agree with that. Like, what you're saying is right.
Yeah.
But what really captivates the younger demographic is for lack of a better word is the clout, is the it's the appeal of it, the grand appeal of something, and the way that this event was organized, the way
and it could be for that very reason, like you said.
I feel like that really captivated a lot of people because I mean, to be honest, I think it definitely looks way better.
It just looks cooler.
It just looks cooler for sure. The controllers look cool.
Nice.
Like, I mean, even the camera looks cool.
Yeah, the headphones.
But I mean, but speaking of price, man, it's interesting to note that like they didn't reveal a price.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna reveal it.
Why do you think they didn't reveal a price?
Probably for the second console.
Second console?
I think the second console might have the like choosing between like a big a larger storage space.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why. They're probably.
What do you mean? You mean like it depends, or
like that one specifically the digital one?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That one's gonna have like options, I think, for like larger storage.
Oh.
More storage.
But they could have announced that though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be out by the time this video is released.
No, definitely. And I also think they're also waiting for Xbox to see what they're gonna bring out.
Oh, because they haven't announced either.
Yeah, they have something else coming up, right?
Yeah, they have something else coming out by the end of the month. So.
They playing chess,
yeah,
bro.
They're playing chess, man.
Yeah, man.
And Stadia's playing checkers.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll definitely see how that plays out.
All right, guys. So let us know. Let us know in the comments. Like what are you guys feeling the most? Are you guys leaning more towards Xbox, PS5? What's drawing your eye to one thing versus not the other? Let us know.
Hey guys, it's Ashley, and I'm here to tell you about Grand Lighthouse Coffee. Grand Lighthouse Coffee is an e-commerce business that sells certified organic fair trade coffee, either whole bean or grinded. Chemicals do not touch the beans, and the farmers who grow the green coffee are paid and treated fairly. Coffee beans are made to order, so you will get freshly roasted beans no later than 7 days after being roasted. Grand Lighthouse also provides memberships for families and businesses depending on how much coffee you purchase per month. For more information and updates, follow and like them on Instagram and Facebook at Grand Lighthouse Coffee, or visit their website at grandlighthousecoffee.com. Thank you, guys.
So for our next thing, Premier League has partnered up with EA Sports. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to use their virtual crowd noise from the FIFA games.
Okay.
They're trying to integrate those into the live matches. Now this is set to begin on the 17th of June. So very soon.
Which is when they're going to start playing football, soccer.
Exactly. When their live matches start again. So, anyways, obviously this has never been done before in the Premier League, and they're pretty much the first ones to try to adopt this technology.
It's cool.
So, with the Premier League trying to take this step forward to integrate this into their live events, do you think this will help benefit them in any sort of way?
Yeah, 100%, bro. I mean, think about it. You're gonna be immersed more. Everything that's going on. Clearly, no one can go to these matches. You know how many people go to these matches?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Those stadiums are big.
It's insane. I mean, the Premier League is top. You know what I'm saying? Top league in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand exactly what everyone should be doing. This UFC should be doing this. NBA should be doing this. Well, when they come back, but
yeah.
I mean, just think about it. You watch it on TV and you're hearing the crowd. Clearly, they're not there, but they don't have to look at the crowd. They're still looking at it, but you can kind of hear them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Chants and cheers and stuff like that. Yeah, 100%. It'll make everything kind of seem like everything's back to normal again.
Yeah. It is kind of weird that it's all, artificial. It's just artificial noises, I don't know. But then again, well, it technically wasn't a machine, but when you would watch sitcoms, it's the same thing.
The laugh track.
Yeah, the laugh track, or supposedly it's live audience, but it's the same.
It's the same laugh track.
You recognize it,
and it would change your mood, right? When they would laugh, you would laugh too.
Exactly.
You'd be like, "Oh, that's so funny," right?
100%.
So just imagine that going
at a
into
live event.
Same as for a game too. Like if you're playing Madden or whatever, if you hear nothing, FIFA, you're just like. It's just kind of boring.
I think definitely at first people will be hesitant towards it just because with anything new, obviously people are going to be iffy about it.
Yeah.
But I think it's really one of those things that is really not going to affect too many people. Like you said, it'll give them a more immersed experience. Yeah. So I think even although initially people won't like it, they'll get used to it and, you know, welcome it.
Right. Hopefully not for long too. Like just as long as it's
I definitely felt that when we watched the
UFC,
the first UFC when it came back.
When it was totally empty.
It was a little awkward.
I mean, it was still hype, but
it was dope. But it's not as hyped.
Yeah, like
it's just not the energy isn't as like crazy as it is.
To me, it was similar because of the fact that like if you watch The Ultimate Fighter, that's how it is.
That's what it reminded me of.
You listen to our coaches, right? Mm-hmm. And there's no one there, so it's like, oh, it's okay.
But it doesn't feel like an event.
But
anymore. It doesn't feel that way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. Do you guys think that other, you know, we talked about UFC, should other companies like UFC or the NBA try this new approach by putting things into their live events?
Of course, WrestleMania was such, man, this past WrestleMania was such a good time. I was like, finally, they did good, right? Like, I watched recent WrestleManias and I'm like, oh, it's okay. The main event is all right. This main event was so good that I'm like, if you just use that virtual noise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just put it in there. I promise you, I would have been like, that's it. It's all good. Mm-hmm. It works. So yeah, I think a lot of people would benefit from it. A lot of companies, sports. So
especially with the wrestling thing, the fact that they've been doing that this whole time for the longest time they've been doing it. People are just finding out.
Yeah, you know, WWE, you know, they've been known to fix the audio of the audience. For what you're watching,
they've been clicking that button. That fake
button. You know, they have the laugh button. You know, the easy button,
the chant button.
Yeah, so I mean, it's definitely not something that's like brand new, but you know, just the fact that FIFA is like, I mean, not FIFA, but you know, the Premier League is gonna actually
they have to incorporate it.
Yeah. So like, it just kind of brings more of a spotlight to that action.
It's interesting to see, but. Yeah.
So, you know, we talked about how UFC, we watched it when there was absolutely no crowds there. Do you guys think if, like, these other sports teams, you know, they can't continue their seasons, should they use, like, their counterpart video games to, like, complete their seasons?
Bro, I want to see, like, Rocket League on TV. I'm pretty sure it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is. But Rocket League on TV would be so cool.
Rocket League?
Yeah.
Well... It is on TV.
It is?
It is on TV, and NASCAR did that. NASCAR had their drivers actually play in the video game.
Really?
Yes.
Sick.
But there was so many things I just wasn't really working out.
So
someone got in trouble because they did some sort of remark. I think it was like some sort of racial remark.
Yikes.
That was caught because he was on camera, clearly, playing a game. So, I mean... I would say they should try it, but if it doesn't work out, if it's a little bit too much, just let it go.
So you mean like having the professional players?
Well, yeah, I mean they've done it. Yeah, I mean sport. They definitely tried doing that.
Did they have that kind of setup with like the actual like?
Yes.
Steering?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I gotta check that out.
That's cool.
That sounds pretty. Yeah. That sounds pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's online.
Because like because the way I think about it, like if you're gonna let them finish the season using their video game counterpart, like like, you know, obviously playing the sport in real life and like playing the sport through a video game is gonna be different. But the advantage that they have with doing it through NASCAR is that they can actually use like the you know, the steering wheel device.
Yeah, because
so it's a little bit more like in tune with
100%,
them.
yeah.
But like, how would you do like NBA? Like, you know,
that's
like,
so
playing
2K, you can be a beast at throwing threes.
Yeah, like LeBron. Yeah, like LeBron's obviously like a really great player on the court, but like, can he actually play like the video game?
Yeah, that's why I don't think it would work in most of the sports.
It's the only one that could do that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Man, technology.
The future's now. But yeah, definitely is an interesting time to see how companies are like, you know, trying to integrate different technologies given what's been happening around the world and you know, the lack of attendance.
Yeah.
You know, let us know, guys, in the comments what other sports would be good to use integrated video game audio. You know, ones I can think of right off the bat is probably golf, cricket, water polo.
That's a good one.
Maybe they could also put that into the Winter Olympics games. I mean, the Summer Olympics games.
Oh yeah.
If it's still on.
It's 2021.
2021.
Yeah. Push it back.
So let us know down in the comments.
Yeah. Well, look out for crickets.
So in other news, a very well-known streamer in the community known as Dr.Disrespect, he recently took to his platform to just give his ideas on the whole Black Lives Matter movement and just how toxic live stream chats can be in general. One of the things that the doc shines on, he shines a light on, is how most like live events that go on for these big gaming companies such as the Sony event, the Xbox Live briefing, just things like that. Those big events that use streaming to do it, don't have a moderated chat.
It's crazy.
And we can all attest to this. We've all seen streamers before, and we know just how toxic those chats can get if they don't have a moderator in there. So, because of this, this leads to random people being able to just post, racial remarks, and just kind of, it just really distracts.
It gets out of hand.
Yeah, it gets out of hand. It is really distracting for the people that are actually trying to enjoy the event for what it is. Like I said, it makes it very distracting, makes people uncomfortable, and things like that. So, one of the things that he's trying to get at is saying that, that publishers and developers, if they're gonna be live streaming things like these on such a large scale, then they need to make sure that they have a moderated chat.
Yeah,
100%.
It's very unprofessional. You just let it just leave. Don't even worry about it. It's like, come on now.
And even if they have even if they're checking up on it as much and they can't control it, they need to know that this is happening and they need to fix it as much as possible. Clearly, so they must not be trying hard enough.
Yeah,
is what I'm thinking. So.
And that's really is really disheartening to see, especially with what's going on right now. A lot more people are being more vocal about things and such, and so on and so forth. Some of these things. He says that they shouldn't go live if they can't keep their chats under control, because obviously such disturbing issues. Do you guys feel the same way that they shouldn't be allowed to go live?
I agree,
they can get it under
but
control?
I think I agree 100% if they shouldn't go live if they can't control it. But I personally just feel like just turn off the comments. Personally, I just feel like there's no real if you want to talk about the product afterwards, go on Twitter, go on Instagram, go on Facebook or whatever. You could do it there. I don't really see the point of having the comments at the moment because you're too in tune with what's happening. I get it. There's the hype is in the chat and this and that, but he's 100% right about if they can't control that. He said take off the comments, which I agree with. You can stay live just like everything else on TV. It's live. There's no comment section right on the side,
Oh, you're saying just they should remove the comments completely?
Stay live, just remove the comments.
Remove that, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely, as far as I know, it's definitely they have one of two options. Obviously, they can up the amount of moderators that they have, and hopefully deal with that. But the problem is that there's just so many people.
There's so many,
and they have so many different accounts.
And it's like
people
spams,
who love to troll and things like that.
Yeah.
They have multiple accounts. So that sounds like an uphill battle, to be honest. That sounds like a losing uphill battle. To your point, just remove the comments completely. It's just so sad to see that.
The downside is that
that you can't be part of the hype because there are people who are obviously genuinely interested. In
they're
what's going
interacting
on.
with the
they want to ask questions.
Yeah,
and it's just one of those things that unfortunately just a few bad apples ruin it for the rest of everybody. And to be honest, I kind of lean towards more what you're saying. Just go ahead and delete the chat because I feel like that would really just kind of outweighs the fact that having to deal with all the negativity in the chat. If we can't just get along, if you guys are really just this diehard about like trying to say all these racial things in the comment section, well then just go ahead and get rid of it.
And I was about to say, I was this close to saying that, like, well, maybe the only way, if they want to keep the chat there, and the only way to really restrict it is to get whoever does say something, they get banned from the whatever website or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then you start nitpicking, like what is bad, what is, somebody might say all lives matter or whatever. Then there's that, like, there's that whole aspect of like, okay, so how is that technically bad
okay
what I
say,
said? Yeah, what's okay to say? That's what Twitter's going through at the moment. They're having that problem. So that's why I say just take off the comments.
That's like doing the Apple approach. Mm-hmm. When there's an event at Apple, everyone, if you want to know what's going on, sometimes they're on Tuesdays, mm-hmm. Like at 10, they start at like 10 a.m. There is no chat. There is anything. It is live. You go to their website. It's right on the homepage. Mm-hmm. You click on the video, and it'll let you know. If they're starting out soon, and then you just press play. I believe they use QuickTime Player. That's how you're able to watch it. And you're just watching it, and it's clean. Mm-hmm. There's no one there. All your answers get, all your questions get answered. So.
And whatever you have to say, you're gonna be saying it throughout the whole week.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. There's gonna be so many other people on other platforms like YouTube, anywhere else that are gonna also, help you with everything you say. And plus, when you're live streaming, there's also a comment section at the bottom, isn't there, of the video, right? Mm-hmm. Like a true comment section.
Yeah,
just like the video. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're not really losing much, right? You can still go down there and post what you want. So.
Yeah, it's really disheartening. Like I said, like just how toxic it is.
Oh, I'm telling you,
like it's so
bad.
toxic.
Yeah, it's
man.
bad. All UFC events. I know we're going off topic. All UFC events. When you see them live on YouTube, like at 2 a.m, when they're talking, they're post interviews for fight interviews or whatever. Every time someone goes up there, you watch the comment section. I swear to you, this happens every time. They always say this fighter has died. And then everyone starts saying, who died? Who's this? And you're just like, are you kidding me,
bro? There's comments everywhere. Like, even on Instagram. The first thing you do when you're like, oh, you know what? I want to see what the conversation is. Look at my nudes. Oh, my, what? I'm trying to, engage in this. That's the...
He's on a different stream. He's on a different stream.
Is it Instagram? I don't know.
Yes. You'll just see stuff like that.
We'll get rid. No, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I can see what you're getting.
Or you have somebody check it. Am I a bad rapper? Am I a good rapper?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But going off of what you're saying, is there anything that the gaming companies can do proactively to get rid of these unwanted users?
Like you said, moderate it, spend that extra money, keep it clean, or remove that feature. Completely. Remove it completely and just
I don't think there's really no in between, to be honest. Yeah, because unfortunately, like I said earlier, the people who want to get up there and obviously cause a scene and obviously troll on purpose,
they will do that.
They're gonna find a way around. Like if you block one of their accounts, then they're just gonna have multiple accounts.
Yeah, that's true. It gets too complex.
Exactly. And so, there's really no good in between that at least I can think of.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised maybe other streamers have said this, about the same issue that's going on now, but it's really awesome how Dr.Disrespect took his time to kind of just say that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just really say what was going on.
He was really heated about it.
He was passionate about it.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of
controversies himself before.
Yeah, definitely. And he's also seen probably everything much more, what he's talking about.
He's speaking out to it, and he's speaking out to them. He's like, yo, get it together.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great for him to use that platform. Do you guys think that, there will ever be a healthier online platform to replace this kind of stuff? Or do you think it's just doomed to always be toxic?
It's just doomed to always be toxic.
The thing is if we're saying that when YouTube started, people could always say what they want, right? So it's up to you to take it if you want to, if you want it to be toxic. Yes, in a way, it's so immature. It's so not right? Do I hope for a better, cleaner internet, healthier internet? 100%, because people need it. A lot of people this really affects a lot of people. But at the same time, it's normal, right? I mean, we kind of they introduced it to us that's normal. Yeah. Right? When they were introduced it to us, there's a like and a dislike button. There, you know what I'm saying? You click on, and there's also a comment section. Where when they first got everything,
well,
you can say whatever
that's
you want.
That's opinions, but it's like the opinion and that's different. Like you're getting an opinion of like, do you like this product or do you like this video or do you whatever. Mm-hmm. That the whole like trolling, it's not even trolling. It's like just malice. It's just like straight up
it's malicious.
Yeah, it's just.
I see. Yeah. No, definitely
disgusting
eliminate
behavior.
that completely.
Yeah,
eliminate that completely. If you're just doing, especially now since there's so much bots, account bots, and all that stuff, right? Like those aren't even people, right? Those are just I don't know what those are.
Yeah,
like those aren't even people. Definitely, they need to clean up.
Yeah,
that's for a lot of platforms.
100%. Yeah.
Clean up.
I agree. I'm glad he's doing that.
Because you could definitely flag accounts, right? Like on a chat.
Yeah, but like you said, they'll just make another account.
They'll just make another one, man. Unfortunately, there's just really no in between, man. People are just shitty.
That's everywhere. It's everywhere. Like in the lobbies for like Call of Duty, you'll hear something.
Oh God,
here and there.
throwback to the lobbies in Modern Warfare.
I mean, I'm recently on them. They're not that bad, guys. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know. Before
I've heard some crazy ones.
I mean, that's how can we say it? How can I put this where it's not? It's always been there, right? So even as much as I hate it, as much as everybody hate it, it's always been there.
It's always been a part of it.
And I promise you guys, and we all know this too. When someone starts talking really, really like horrible things, out of everyone that's on that, you know what I'm saying, that's on about ready to play, someone, if not me, we'll just mute them.
Oh,
or we'll kick them out. It's that easy. You know what I'm saying? That can happen. We could do that. And that's exactly what they'll do. So, which is also awesome to have.
Which is what moderators basically do.
Yeah, like you can't type anything for like.
But when you're in a lobby with someone, you can't. You know, there's nothing they can do that for you. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that. Someone has to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Man.
We'll see though. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. So let us know. Is there anything that you guys have ever experienced personally, through the chat being moderated?
And if you do see something, do you do something about it?
Like what would you guys suggest there needs to be done? Because obviously, like we said, we can report it, and get accounts suspended and stuff like that. But
what's a better option?
I'm kind of at a loss on this one.
Yeah,
we just have to see.
It's just one of those sad, unfortunate side effects of like having the power of the internet.
Yeah. But if those big companies can do something, if they can, I mean, why aren't they doing something with their live stream? They should know better.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it's kind of careless.
Yeah,
It's
kind of like if they don't see it, it doesn't exist type of thing, right? They're just kind of like what's the phrase? The phrase. Blissful ignorance. It's blissful ignorance. Well, unfortunately, that's all we have for today. Guys, make sure to follow us on Instagram now that you're here. Essix Interactive. That's our Instagram. And while you're at it, go ahead and also check out our podcast, man. It's called The Dreamcast, and you can find us either on Spotify, iTunes, or Anchor.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, thank you guys for being on my panel. Our panel.
Of course.
The people's panel. Much love. Peace out.